Is it overkill? Sometimes I gotta ask myself that. You ever do something and you do it one step further? Yeah, I was laughing at myself when I'm doing all these cages I have with the lassie, the clasp right there. But if you notice, there's a chain and there's a hook. That's a double latch. Every one of these big pins has got it. That's what I started going through. That's a dag. Is this overkill? Is it overkill to worry about this popping open right here and your birds getting out or something getting there to them? Or is this a little bit of a safeguard? Think it helps? Yeah. I was going to make sure I put straw and pins with everybody today. The rain we had a couple days ago, you know. See, there's my chain. There's my that. Kelsos. Oh, forgot to tell you. Got something new today from a buddy of mine. The boy that gave me that other chicken. Remember this pair? My young stag? My young stag? Yeah. Well, the guy that I got this pair from right here. And a Kelso hen. I wish I had a Kelso hen from him as well. I got this little stag. Nice little button stag. Barely even got a nub. Look at that. Woo! He came out the same yard as my blues. Just like this one did, but these are a whole other story. This is a yard hatch. He had, I don't know how many cross hens running around the yard. Apparently they had access to one of his roosters on a tie cord or so. But isn't that pretty? He's young, but I got him this morning. Other than that, everybody else is looking good. My Pakistani Aces looking real good. I got my hands on, you know, the hen that was here just the other day. Her, my Kelso hen, young hen. I got my hands on her today to move her. She heavy, just solid. God, this bird weighs a lot. I put her into my round head hen for about 5 minutes, basically long enough to get another cage ready to put the round head hen, because she went in there, just commenced to beating the crap out of the other hen, that little round head hen I have. Yeah, I don't know what to do with her. She feels real good too, like a football, but she's small. This hen just dominates. So she's going to be in here till tomorrow. Supposed to be bringing something special home tomorrow, and if I do, I'll show you. So she's only going to be here till tomorrow. Then we'll put her on another pen by herself. I'll be single mating her with that Kelso rooster I have. Like I said, then we have him. He's just here for fun. A leaper, my hen. I'll be breeding the crap out of him. Wow. So I know he's fire. Right? So I wonder sometimes if that's overkill. Having extra latches. Anything can happen, right? I've seen it. Case in point. This cage right here. Where my Kelso hen is. I'll show you what I mean. This door is missing one of these pieces. See down here how it's missing all the way through? Yeah, so I'm thinking, okay. I didn't worry about it too much because I knew that nothing really get in there. They couldn't get out. That was all I was worried about. The rooster and hen I had here, they couldn't get out. Lo and behold, before I started taking this and using one of these to hold it on there, and little Sarama rooster had running around the yard, one little Sarama band, went in that little hole and was fighting with the round head stag. Yeah, I still had to separate them because they were still fighting. It's crazy. Well, I sold all the bands off my yard. Sell these, that's why they're all empty. And you see that one down there for some fresh straw in there with her today. That's the round head hen was getting her butt kicked. She's a pretty thing. And she likes to talk. But for now, look at that face. I can't get too close because I can't bend down to get the right pictures in the state I'm in. Hey, about 6 months old maybe. What do you think? Oh, and I forgot to tell you what we're going to try. All right, well, have you seen the price of chickens nowadays? We go to flea markets or swap meets and stuff like that, or even on Craigslist. They're like crazy. I mean, I would probably want the same amount for mine, but either way, when I'm trying to just have a few around here. So there's people that sell hatching eggs, and there's people that sell their eggs off their yard, and they might have 20 roosters or 20 hens and a couple roosters, 3 or 4. So good possibility a lot of them are fertile, you know what I mean? So what I wanted to do is I'm gonna buy a set of eggs from a guy. What he does, he takes them and he puts them in a cooler in a little building up outside of his driveway where we can pull up and just go in there, get them and pay for them and go about our business, which is cool. I'm thinking, and they're like dark brown eggs, there's blue eggs, you know, the Arcana eggs and white eggs. It's really a nice mixture of them, and they're really good. I eat like 4 a day, trying to keep up my protein level. Everybody calm down, man. What'd you do to my chicken? What did you do? That little stag came from the same yard these guys came from. That's why you can appreciate that a little more. Case in point, he's got a lot of pile in him, and now he's got blue too. You can see his tail feathers and that light blue going on. So yeah, well, this one is a red pile, minor blue cross cock. The hens, minor blue hens. They're his sisters, not his sisters. Put off the same minor blue bloodline. So with the red in them and everything, because I used to have Irish piles. I had one who did really good for me for a while there, named Speedy. Well, that's Speedy Jr. now. What do you think? Yeah, I think it's a great name. I think it's a great name. So what happened was I have one of those box incubators with the three cabinet drawer, the 3 shelves that tilt and do all their things. That my brother left me. Yeah, I want to get it cleaned up. I need to get it outside here and bring it in the garage and clean it up really good and get it ready. And learn about the temperature controls on them. But I bought a little giant. I mean, we sell them at my work for like 80 bucks or so. I got mine off out of Amazon for $63. Little giant incubator. The only difference in this one is, the real difference is it's digital now. Remember you had to tie that little thing, look like an Allen wrench. You had to turn that just to get the temperature up and down. So between that, I'm going to really try and take a dozen of those eggs. I got time to kill right now just to get acclimated to my incubator. I'll be doing the little one in the house. And I'll probably be doing a big one in the house as well, you know what I mean? In my computer room, I got a little room back there. And so I'll bring those eggs in, get them acclimated, get the temperature up and everything on this incubator. And we're going to try it. I don't see why not, because when I started my game farm, God, forever ago, I started off with 2 little giants that were loaned to me from a friend of mine. And I used them to hatch the crap out of some good eggs. Most of my stuff started because I raised it. But then after a while, they moved to bigger pens outside and they had free range. And you know how that went after that. And I didn't have a whole lot of predators out there. I guess that's how I had so many when... There was a hen. It was a hatch hen that hatched off some biddies. And I don't know why, but it seemed like every time she went around another hatch hen, because that's really the only thing I had to run loose. My hatch hens with their babies. The ones that hatched themselves, I would let run free range, because they were pretty safe. Anytime she would run across another litter of hatch babies run on the yard, they just tended to follow her. And I swore she had 30-some chicks followed her daily all over the yard. Yeah, they just stopped chasing her mama. They just all went in one big flock. And she'd go up in a tree and call them all up in the tree. It was the craziest thing. But out of that big group, I raised up 17 stags. Free ranging off the yard, being about like basically one mom. And it was really crazy because they were dynamite, you know. So for me to go back into getting hatches, it's like my favorite breed. Even my buddy gave me that Lifer hatch and that hen over there. He said, "I'm giving you this because I know how much you like hatches." Like, yeah, he knows, because I used to slay them. I think they're the most beautiful, gamest things. Love the green legs, you know what I mean? But you know, these blues, like that came off the yard, and these, and him right there, they all have white legs, which I like. I like uniformity and conformity. The thing about this one was, the day that I saw him, I was interested, but he had like 5 other birds I was interested in as well. But I started a discussion with him on Facebook. We started talking a lot. I asked if he had any hens like that would, you know, and he said, well, I have very few. I'll let. Yeah, so here it is. One of the things I really thought was really nice to see when I open this box up and put it all together, you know, reading instructions, cord. It's all digital now. We're not going to do it here because I'm not going to mess with it out here in the garage. I'm going to take it in the house. But this little giant, the little giant, this one I got, the little giant incubator with forced air kit, intercool, $63 off Amazon. Hey, if it's digital here, get yourself one of the, that's what it even tells you. Get one of the little regular thermometers. And even when you find a place in there, you put it inside so you can compare the two. Because you know the little thermometer is probably more close to than this, and you can adjust this to get it where you need to get it. You know what I mean? Adjust it up, adjust it down. But when I seen that, I said, that's so cool. That is so cool because it's American made. You don't see that very often. Kudos to Little Giant. You know I'm going to be at work pushing the heck out of these guys now. So if you're watching this, you know, if you want to promote the channel, send me some incubators. Y'all have a great day, and I'll leave you alone. I realized somehow or another I turned the video off. But what I was trying to say was, in conversation with him about some hens, he told me that he'd hardly let anybody get any of these hens from him. They've been in his family stuff for a long time. So, but he said, I'll let you have two young ones, young hens. And I asked him about that rooster again because I liked him a whole lot. I knew what he said. He was a red pile, minor blue cock, you know. So I loved everything about that bird. But I don't want to just breed things to be breeding them. So when I found out I could get those hens, made a deal with them and went up and got those hens. And that's where my blues are starting from. Yeah. So like I said, tomorrow I'm going to be busy and be on a trip to Martinsville. It's gonna be crazy. Hope everything goes well. If I leave early, I can get home early. You know what I mean? I was on the road the other day for over 10 hours. Went to North Carolina with my cousin. He was looking at a truck down there. He'd been looking for one for just the right price and all that. You know how that goes. And he found one. The only thing was it was over 4 hours away in North Carolina. He was struggling with. I was like, dude. He said, I just can't. I can't get down there. I'm like, what is stopping you from going? He's like, well, I can't go down there and drive another vehicle back. I don't know. I said, whoa. I said, man, I will ride with you. He says, what? I said, yeah, we'll take my truck. We'll go down there. You know, he had to drive from Maryland here, which was 2.5 hours about, and dropped off his car, still here. And we took off in my truck and went to North Carolina. So he did the truck thing, really nice truck, real nice GMC, 2500, boy. I like it. I'd like to have something like that too, but my truck's paid off, so I'm not going to play with any of that right now. What we're going to do is we're going to go tomorrow. We're going to get these birds. We're going to bring them back home. We're going to set up the brood pens. I've got plenty of wire. I just got to get some 2x4s to make my frames. That could be almost any day, but I'm just busy tomorrow. I can't do it tomorrow. And I didn't go anywhere near there today. Like I said, I went to that swap meet, same place I met this guy. We've been friends ever since, and that's where my birds have been coming from, and that little stag came from there. I think he's going to be fun to raise up. Little guy right there, yeah, we're going to get him right. And see how that goes, you know. But that's basically how I got my blues, and how all this is starting, how we're starting to get certain breeds. I'm in the process of trying to find me a good trio, some really good grays, either white-legged, yellow-legged. I'd love to have some frosts. Man, they're so pretty. High station, you know what I mean? You know what I mean. Yeah. There was a guy at the swap meet today. He had a really good gray rooster with green legs. He said it was brown red mixed in there. Then he had another a gray hen with green legs, and he said, yeah, she's got brown red in her too. I'm like looking at him. Rooster was gorgeous. He's like, I said, how much? He says, make me an offer. I said, come on, man. Really? Don't make me do this. I said, what do you want for him? He said, what do you give me for him? I said, I'll give you $50 for the pair. The gray stag and the gray hen. And he looked at me and said, no. I said, see, I don't know what you want me to do here. And he says, I said, well, how much you want for the rooster? He says, the rooster, I want $500. I'm sitting back. Okay. And I said, what about the hen? He says, $400. I'm like, I said, I get it. Exactly what I said. I said, I get it. I can't afford all that today. You know, I knew I had to go somewhere tomorrow, spend my money over. I already got commitment. You know what I mean? And these are, to me, this rooster was a really, really good looking rooster. The hen just looked like a hatch hen, a gray hatch cross hen. You know what I mean? The green legs and the gray hen. Look. Whew. But would I pay $500 for that bird? No. If I'm going to pay $500 for a bird, I'm going to find as close to what I'm looking for. You know what I mean? There are some reputable breeders out there nowadays, but it's so hard to get into this without spending a fortune, and the wrong person could hurt you. And don't ship birds anymore because it's barely safe any at all. Every time I turn around, somebody's getting scanned. I'm like, and they almost tried to get me a few times. But I just won't send money. I won't send money. If I can't come to your house like I'm doing tomorrow, then I don't want it. You know what I mean? But I know there's some really good bloodlines out there. And the reason I'm saying really good bloodlines is because they have that conformity and the structure, you know, and everything that I like about a family of birds, you know. And then if it's as close to that as I'm looking for, and the legs match up that as I'm looking for, and kind of trace some family into it, to where you just like some hens somewhere along the line, because if I have him, I want hens like him. You know what I mean? That's how I am. Some of this stuff I got going on in my yard now, it'll start messing my head because it's going to be just crossed up stuff, you know? And I really don't need that. I need to establish my families first. And I'm limited on room right now. But we can always expand, right? Yeah. But I guess that's what I wanted to say today. And I'm going to let you guys go, and I got things to do.